All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you are able to hear me very well. Great. So I would want to take this opportunity, first of all, to invite all of you to this live stream, which I'm doing on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. And before I start, I would really wish that you would get to share this particular post so that I can get a bigger audience. I'm looking for a big audience which will really be able to, take word around, which will be able to enable Mwalimu here improve his channel. All right. And then I would want to just take this opportunity to show you a very simple concept, very, very simple concept in Excel, assuming in this case here you are given this kind of data, assuming you are given this kind of data, and then your examiner needs you to do something very easy. Your examiner needs you to develop a regression, a regression equation. Your examiner needs you to develop a regression equation. How shall we be able to develop a regression equation here? How shall we be able to develop a regression equation? This came in last semester's BDA exam, and so many students were not able to do it very well. Many students were not able to do this very well. They're not able to do this very well. Ladies and gentlemen, the very first thing that you're supposed to know whenever you are doing a regression equation, regression basically is a methodology, or rather it's a model that will be used to determine a straight line equation. What we have here, for simplicity purposes, the equation that we're trying to derive here is the equation where y equals a plus bx. The equation where y equals a plus who? A plus bx. So you're talking of this equation where y equals a plus b, a plus b, x, like that. So where a is the y-intercept, b is the gradient. Very, very important. So then how do I get to do this? Of course, I know, ladies and gentlemen, if I'm doing this manually, there is that formula of getting b by saying b equals n summation of x. I know you know that formula. When you're doing business data analytics, we are not required really to memorize any of those formulas. What I'm supposed to do, ladies and gentlemen, is something that is very, very easy. What I'm supposed to do, first of all, ensure that your Excel is enabled to do these regression equations. How do you do it? You go to the home tab. In the home tab, home here, home in the ribbon there, and then you go to more here, to more. Once you press more, please look for options. And then you'll be able to see a pop-up window. This pop-up window, I would want to add a tool which is known as an analysis tool pack. So I'll come to add-ins because I'm so sure most of your laptops do not have this. So I have here add-ins. Once I say add-ins, look at this down here. We're being told manage Excel add-ins. So under manage Excel add-ins, I'll not go to this down arrow. I'm so sure most of people go here. I'll go to this go, like that. And once I'm here, then I'm seeing something very nice. I will be able to come and say what here, tick this analysis toolpack. For my case, I'd already done it. You can see it's already here. So once I see it is ticked, it's checked, then I'll be able to come and say, okay. So when I say, okay, when I go to my data ribbon, I'll be able to see if I click data here. I'll be able to see this section here, data analysis. It will be added. Some computers have it, but most of these computers, in this case here, you have to bring this as an add-on, And please, if you would want to really appreciate how to do this very well, you will need to later on rewatch this video. Please keep on watching videos severally for you to be able to acquire these great some of these great skills like that. Ladies and gentlemen, once I'm here, then I will be able to show you what you should do next. So what I'll do next, I will come and click on data analysis. When I click on data analysis, I'm able to see a pop-up window that shows me the covariance, descriptive statistics, etc. I don't want this, I want regression. So please always know that you can move around with this. You can move around with this, and then you look for what we call regression. Once you have this regression, say, okay. So when you say, okay, ladies and gentlemen, I would want in this case here to come and give these people the input ranges here. And you can see, ladies and gentlemen, the input ranges here. You can see, ladies and gentlemen, they want us to give them the input Y range. So Y is this. So I'll come and click this. I will come and click this Y from the top, from Y itself. And then, of course, I'll be able to simply highlight the whole of this like that. So I'm through with that. And then we have input X range, column X. So come here and click inside this, and then you should be able to go to column X with the X itself. Control Shift, down arrow to highlight, or you can highlight manually. And then, of course, this table wants me to indicate that I've got labels. Labels are titles. Yes, I have X and Y. Those are my labels. So I need to come and say what year, check like that. And then confidence level, these are basically statistical estimates. Statistical estimates, you can never be 100% accurate. It's always good for you to work with a range. Like a 95% confidence level is very good for me. It's normally the default. So simply come and say confidence level there. And then, of course, once you do that, now you will be able to see, although this is basically the default, is new worksheet. New worksheet. The other option, of course, is for me to come and put here output range. When I click the output range, then I have to select where I would want this to be put. So I'll come in this case here, if I'm putting output range there, I will come and click inside here, and then I can come and select a cell. So I can select a cell like that one for my entire output range to be put there. All right. Then when I do that, ladies and gentlemen, I should be able to come and say what here. I should be able to come and say, okay. So when I say, okay, it'll overwrite my existing data. So in this case here, I would rather cancel here. I don't want my existing data. Let me pick a place where it will not overwrite. Let me pick a place where it will not overwrite. So I would rather in this case here, come here and the talk of this. Let me just highlight this like that. All right. So then I'll be able to come and say, okay. So when I say, okay, I'm able to see things happening. I'm able to see my output here. Let me just scroll up a little bit. And I can minimize my video here for you to see what is happening. Things are happening here. For those of you who have never met this Mwalimu, my name is Dr. Joshua Aura. I teach BDA, Business Data Analytics. I teach CPA. I teach CS. I teach CIFA. I teach CFE courses at RCM Online College. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the output, the Excel output that I have. This is the Excel output that I happen to be having. Now, this Excel output, if you look at it very well, they've given me the summary output. I have the regression statistics. If I look at this, I'm not able to read this multiple R, in full. It means that my words here are bigger than the size of the cell. So then how do I expand? It's wrong for you to start expanding this thing manually. That's very bad. A student who understands Excel very well, what they will do, they'll basically come and highlight the entire Excel worksheet. They highlight the entire Excel worksheet like that. And once they highlight the entire Excel worksheet, then they are able to go to any intersection here, any column in between H and I, wherever any it can be here. Once you put that cross over there, you are able to double click, and once you double click, these ones are able to fit perfectly in my cells, and I'm able to see here. So like I'm able to see my multiple R. the correlation coefficient. I'm able to see the R squared coefficient of determination. I'm able to see the adjusted R square. I'm able to see the standard error. The observations, you could remember N1 was 3. And then we have the ANOVA. ANOVA stands for analysis of what here? Analysis of variance. Analysis of variance, of which I can see the degrees of freedom. I can see the sum of squares. I can see the mean sum of squares. I have the famous Fisher's value. And then I have the significance F, the threshold. Ladies and gentlemen, I have my coefficients here. And these coefficients are very nice. Normal, these are the coefficients. We have the y-intercept, which is A, and then we have the gradient, which in this case here comes before X. But you see, we chose the 95% confidence interval. And you can see here we have the lower 95%, and then we have in this case here upper 95%. Lower and upper. All right, lower and upper. Very important for us to be able to appreciate here that when we go, in this case here, the 5% error, negative error, then automatically we will have our intercept being quite smaller. And then, of course, upper, positive one, the intercept is bigger. So you can see this normal is always the in-between, because this 3.87 or whatever will fall between here, 2.3, like that. So it's very important for us to be able to appreciate this in a light, high level overview. Remember, I'm not really here teaching you to appreciate this. Basically, I'm here to demonstrate to you guys, and of course, invite all of you to join my BDA classes. And for you to be able to join my BDA classes, all that you need to do is to call our number. You simply need to call our number, which is 0719 525,000. 0719 525,000. If you get that person on the line there being very busy, we also have another number, which is 0793 555,000. 0793 555,000. And of course, our classes are quite modestly valued. Our fees is very, very modest. Like this BDA, we charge 9,000 Kenya shillings, 9,000 Kenya shillings, and you'll be able to study with us for 3 months. That includes everything: revision, Zoom classes. We have in this case here videos and notes, videos and notes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, then I get back to my worksheet. I will be able to get back to my worksheet. And now this is my worksheet. What am I able to see? I'm able to see this normal. So here, remember when we started, we said our equation looks like this. Our equation is y equals A. We have here plus bx. And if you remember very well, A is the constant coefficient, the y-intercept. So in this particular case, our A equals who? Please go back to your coefficients. Our A equals who? Our A is this 3.8772 coefficient, which is the intercept. A is the intercept. So it is 3.8772. 3.8772, like that. And then we have B. B is our gradient. So B is our gradient. So our gradient, you can see the coefficient that comes before X. You see this gradient, when I just go up a little bit like this, you can see the gradient B comes before X. So in this case, the coefficient of X is the gradient. And you can see very comfortably here that we have the coefficient here, which is 1.0134. 1.0134. So we have 1.0134. I'm just rounding off like that. So if, for example, now we have this examiner telling me, hey, come and do predictions for us. How do you do predictions for us? So I already have the equation. The equation will help me to forecast. So we have our equation here, which is y equals, now y predicted. Y equals A. A is 3.8772. We have here plus B, which is 1.0134, 1.0134, and then we have here capital X like that. So now given this, I will comfortably have predicted values of y, given these x coefficients, given the x coefficients. Remember, this and this are going to remain constant. What will keep on fluctuating is the x, because x is varying here. So then what I'll do for the first one, I will come and say equals, I will be able to type that 3 point. I can even pick it, okay? Let me just type it, 3.8772, and then we say plus 1.0134, like that, times. So times x value, I don't want to say times 10 because I would want this to be dynamic, so that as I move down, it changes like that. So I'll come and say times this figure there. And then what I'll do, I will come and say control enter. When I say control enter, this is what I'm getting. So I would want Excel to do the other predictions for me automatically. So I will come here, ladies and gentlemen, and then I'll be able to do what here. Remember, this is the white rabbit. If I would want this thing to do for me automatically, I will come and handle the angry rabbit. Angry rabbit, you put it in its cage here. Here, it becomes black. So when it's black like that, you simply double click. Once you double click, you're able to get the predictions. So if they want me to give them, for example, the 95%, let me just do one here. The 95%, in this case here, the lower interval. If they want me to give them the lower interval, there is no worry. Allow me to come and increase this size. So in this case here, if they want, so this is the normal. This is the normal range, the normal. And then if they want me to do, for example, the lower interval, predictions for the lower interval, predictions for the lower interval, predictions for the lower interval, like they did last semester, very easy exam, like they did last semester. If they want me to do this prediction, so I have to go and construct the y equation for the 95% lower. 95% lower. Fortunately, I have this. So 95% lower, 95% lower is here. It is 2366. The coefficients here. The intercept is 2366. So I'll come very fast here and write the equation. I have my y there is 2366, of course, with a decimal there, plus, in this case here, the coefficient of x for the lower, coefficient of x for the lower, I can see here it is 0.9913. 0.9913. So plus 0.9913, and then of course we have x. So they want me to do predictions for the lower interval, Once I have that, then I'll come and do the computation for the first one alone. So I know these 2.366 plus we have here 0.9913. Those ones, of course, will always remain the same. We say times the x. X is 10. I'm just following the formula here. And then I'll not do the normal enter. I would want, when I get a value, this still value to be the one that is still highlighted. So in football, we talk of a control, you control the ball. So you say control, enter. Once you do that, you're able to get that. And then, of course, have your angry rabbit, they're black running, you double click like that. And then now you can do for the upper interval. So ladies and gentlemen, I believe that this has really been helpful to you. And of course, I will not hesitate at all from inviting you to join RCM Online College, which as we speak is the biggest college, CPA college, CS college, CIFA college in East Africa. I mean, if you look at, for example, BDA, the BDA last semester class, we had 430 students, 430 students. If you look at, for example, the BDA graduates who are pronounced by CASNEB, over 60% of those students who passed and they were pronounced like they should now go to ISPAC and become members there, 60%, over 60% were our students. All right. So now we have come to the end of this particular session, ladies and gentlemen. I would want to take this opportunity to wish you guys a lovely day. And of course, ensure that at your workplaces, you shine like diamonds. Thank you so much.